I'm 48 and I've officially stopped doing these 10 things to live more beautifully, peacefully, and freer. I'm 48 and I've officially stopped doing certain things, not because I have everything figured out, but because I finally realized that some things were costing me way too much peace. And I'm not talking about giving up carbs or staying out late or wearing sunscreen or uncomfortable shoes, although the uncomfortable shoes part we probably need to have a conversation about. But I'm talking about habits and expectations and mindsets that I carried around for years. And I'm tired of it. And I knew that I was doing it only because I felt like I was supposed to. So, somewhere after 40, I started asking myself, do I actually want this? Does this fit into my future? Or have I just been doing this out of fear of something unknown? And so today I am sharing 10 things that I've stopped doing after 40 that have helped me live a more peacefully, beautifully, and freely centered life. And number 10 may be the biggest one because I think so many of us women, we spend the first half of our life doing just this. Number 1, I stopped trying to be liked by everybody. Listen, for years, many of us learned to be agreeable. We learned to be the good girl. We learned to be helpful and accommodating. But I still want to be kind. I still want to be respectful, but I don't want to be anyone's doormat. Sometimes people will dislike you because you have boundaries that are affecting what they're getting out of you. And that's their problem. It's not yours. And so I want you to know that you can be respectful without constantly trying to manage other people's emotions or opinions around you. I truly feel that it's more important to not be auditioning for a role in someone else's life and focus on living your own. And so after 40, listen, if you don't like me, it's okay. I know I'm not everyone's cup of tea, and it's okay. Number 2 is a real simple one. I stopped over explaining myself and just said no. No, I can't make it. No, I'm unavailable. I don't need to always explain why I'm saying no. For many years, I felt like I needed to give a full paragraph as to why I can't make it or a full explanation as to why it wouldn't work for me. But I realized after 40 that I get to decide where I put my energy, what I say yes to. And so, no has come out of my mouth more times in the last year than it has probably every year prior. And so, if you need permission, sis, it's okay to say no. If you don't want to go, don't go. Because what I've realized is that when I say yes to something, in a way, I'm saying no to something else. I'm saying no to not getting rest, or no to not working out, or no to not feeding myself nutritious foods, all because I felt like I needed to say yes to something that I honestly didn't want to do. Number 3 thing that I stopped doing after 40 is I stopped saving the good stuff for someday or for later. Listen, I wear the perfume, I carry the handbag, I have on a random satin top on a random Tuesday. I'm going to book the trip if I can financially afford it. I'm going to go to the restaurant even by myself if my husband's unavailable. Listen, life does not mean that you should take it for granted and that you should delay the pleasures that are available to you today. I realize that ordinary life deserves beauty too. And I'm not saving my things for special occasions anymore. I really feel that by living my best now, I'm honoring all the things that I know I want and deserve. And I don't want you to think I'm preaching to you about this because it took me a while to get here. There was a time where I saved my nice purses for occasional events, and I would always pull out my nicest glasses and my nicest plates for when I had guests. But when I realized that I deserve nice things too, and that waiting for those people or those occasions to happen to enjoy those things wasn't fair to me, especially the investments I made in them, I decided that I'm going to use them now. So sign me up for my nice crystal champagne flutes on a random Wednesday. Number 4, I stopped feeling guilty about investing in myself. I had children and have children, and investing in them was always priority number one. And I'm not saying necessarily that's changing because I am paying that college tuition. But I've also learned over the years that for me, it's very important to also invest in myself, in my education, in my health, in my wellness, in coaching, in just anything that's going to give me peace, in getting help around the house so that I can focus on things that really bring me joy. And so I don't consider investing in myself selfish anymore. And I definitely have prioritized it over the years because I know that for me to live the second part of my life as well as I've lived the first part, I'm going to need to invest in some things. There might be some Botox. Well, actually, there already is Botox. Um, there's going to be Botox. There is going to be Pilates classes. There's going to be really good skincare. There's going to be nice wellness trips. There's going to be all the things that I can afford anyway that I need to feed and nurture me because I've determined in this second half, I am my most fun hobby. And I also know that taking care of myself isn't something that I have to earn. It's something that everybody, including you, deserves. Number 5, I stopped thinking I should be dressing for my age. So, can someone tell me who exactly are the fashion police for 48-year-old women that feel the need to tell us what we should and shouldn't be wearing? To clarify, I don't want to dress like I'm 22 years old. I just want to dress like me. I don't want to dress like I'm some sexy siren trying to attract every man around the block. I'm happily married, but I also am a woman and I do like to feel sexy on occasion. So for me, my style has evolved, but it is my style. And if I want to wear my hair long, if I want to mix prints, if I want to wear khakis one day and a leopard print dress the next day, I'm going to do it because I know that when I look good, I feel good. And I'm not going by any rules that are going to make me think otherwise. And I encourage you to embrace this too, because I know that I spent so many years dressing and styling myself based on what I thought I should be doing based on the role I was playing. Oh, I'm a mom. I shouldn't be wearing this mini skirt. Oh, I'm a professional. I shouldn't be wearing this v-neck top. Listen, keep it appropriate, but keep it you. And make sure that you're enjoying and having fun with your clothes. Number 6, I stopped wearing busyness like a badge of honor. I remember a few years ago, I was in the office and I was talking. We were talking as we were passing each other in the hall. And I was like, "Hey, how you doing?" He's like, "I'm doing great." He said, "How are you doing?" And I said, "I'm so busy." And he stopped and he looked at me and he says, "You're always busy." And something about the way he said it and me catching myself and even saying it, because the truth was I was busy. But when someone's asking you how you're doing, there's so many other like fun and applicable answers I could have chosen. But busy was something that I really thought was a sign of me working hard, a sign that I was valuable, a sign that I mattered. And come to discover, especially with menopause and being forced to slow down just because of my energy levels and other things, that there's actually beauty in not being busy. I don't need to be busy to earn my paycheck. I don't need to be busy to earn anyone's love or be valuable. I now see what I value is slow mornings. It's reading a book on a random Thursday around noontime. It's traveling without scheduling every single moment of the trip. It's sitting in a coffee shop, which I've discovered some really beautiful coffee shops by doing this, and just sitting there having my drink or my matcha and playing around on my laptop or reading a book. It's just me sitting still. And that has value too. And so, if there's anyone out there that feels they're at the point in their life, they're over 40 and they're so used to being busy, and they know though that their life has opened up and they have an opportunity to be still and they just don't know how. I want you to, number one, know you're not alone, but also number two, find ways to do this because you deserve it. Force yourself to sit still with your thoughts. Go to a park bench and just sit there and listen to the trees rustle and the birds chirp and the wind blow. Force yourself to be still because busyness is not something that they're going to write on your gravestone because it doesn't matter in the end. It's not as important as we think it is. I know we have to get things done. And as for busyness, I've decided that I don't want to be busy building a beautiful life that I never actually have time to actually enjoy. Number 7, I stopped comparing my timeline to everybody else's. So this one really took me a while. We're all on social media, and whether we want to admit it or not, we're looking at other people's lives and subconsciously comparing them to ours. Someone else may have started that dream job 10 years earlier than you did. Someone else may have grown their social media to this large number of followers. But listen, I know that comparison is the thief of joy. And just because someone is further along than you are doesn't mean that you should be comparing yourself to that. One of the things that I have learned through YouTube is that I still have a lot to learn and I'm here for it. But I also know that there are people on YouTube that are leaps and bounds ahead of me, and me comparing myself to them, it's not fair. It's not fair to me because I'm comparing my chapter 1 to their chapter 40. And so, yes, we can look at these people and look at people that we aspire to be like as inspiration, but comparing ourselves to them, it doesn't serve us. And so, one of the things that I have really focused on doing is making sure that I know my lane. I hunker down and I focus on what I'm good at because I know we're all unique. I know that there are people out there with gifts that I don't have, but I also know that there are gifts that I have that others don't have. And so for me, comparing myself to others, I have learned does not serve me. And I know that wherever I am right now is where I'm supposed to be. And I constantly tell myself, I'm not late. I'm living my timeline and I'm right where I'm supposed to be. Number 8, I stopped waiting until I looked perfect to enjoy my life. I'll take the pictures when I lose the weight. I'll buy clothes when my body changes. I'll start dating when fill in the blank. These were all things that I used to tell myself when I was younger, and there were so many missed opportunities. My mother in law passed several years ago, and as we were going through her album, I realized I did not have many pictures with her. I remember there would be times she'd be holding the camera. It was like, let's take a picture. And I'm like, oh, my hair is not done. Or I'll just take a picture of you and the kids. And it was because I didn't feel like I looked the way I wanted to look in the picture. And that's something that I'm no longer going to do. I am no longer going to miss the opportunity to take pictures, wear shorts, wear a bikini, all because I don't think my body is perfect or my hair is perfectly done. So I encourage you guys to take this lesson from me because I had to learn it the hard way, is that life is not waiting for you to be perfect. Your experiences with the loved ones that you have in your life, they're not waiting for you to look perfect. So don't let that hold you back. As I've decided to not miss today's memories for tomorrow's body. Number 9, and this is a big one. I stopped keeping things and people just because I've always had them. Clothes, books, habits, obligations, friendships, expectations, even versions of myself, I have learned to start letting go. Longevity doesn't automatically equal alignment. As you grow, things are just not going to be the fit they used to be. And that's okay. That's okay. As you evolve and you set boundaries and you are honest with yourself on what you can tolerate and what you're choosing not to, or what does bring you joy and what doesn't, you're going to need to make some adjustments. And for me, this was actually easier than I thought it was. Well, it was easier with some situations than I thought it was. There were lots of friends that just over time just gradually fell away because they saw that I was moving in a direction that they either didn't want to move into or didn't align with what they thought I should do. And they exited stage left, and that's okay. There were clothes that I kept for years because I remember having so much fun in them, and those were some of my best days. And they didn't fit me. And if they did fit me, they weren't in the best quality or shape. I had to let those go. And so the point here and the lesson that I learned is that if there's something going on that I have in my life or something that I'm still holding on to, and I know in my gut that it's not fit for my future, it's not fit for the next version of me, of my next season, I'll ask myself sometimes, I'll say, if this entered my life today as something brand new, would I still choose it? The 10th thing that I stopped doing after 40 is thinking, and that this was one of those subconscious thoughts. And this is one where I know a lot of us women do this without even realizing it. And it is, I stopped thinking that my best years were behind me. There was a time when I really thought that I'm only getting older. I guess this is where I'm supposed to slow down. And, once the kids leave for college, I guess I'll just, focus on work and there won't be anything else fun going on. But I don't I know that's not right, right? I feel that there are things going on in society that will make you think as a woman that that's your only option. I mean, there is no secret that, women receive so many negative messages about aging. While, men tend to get more virile and sexy as they get older, but women seem to get more aged and just lose their looks and their luster and their zest for life. But I don't think that's true. I definitely know it's not right, but I don't think that's true. Now, I will say once I turned 40, maybe closer to 43, 44, I had to consciously choose things. Whereas when I was younger, I could just choose to stay up late or I could choose to um, spend time with friends because I had the energy naturally. I had, more of the urge to do those things just because of my hormones and things that were going on then. But once Perry came around, listen, I want to be in bed at 7:30. I sometimes want to say no to that one thing that me and my friends have been talking about for weeks. But because we could only find an 8 o'clock reservation and 8 is too late for me, I want to say no. But what I've discovered is that if I want to continue to live a full life, whatever that looks like for me or you, if I want to continue to live a full life, I'm going to have to do some things that might feel uncomfortable or might seem counterintuitive sometimes. And that's what I'm deciding to do because I know that my life is waiting for me. I know that even though I may be older, I still have this amazing next chapter that I'm just so excited to build. Um, I know I'm going to know myself better. I want to make sure that I'm evolving my confidence in different ways. I want to still have fun experiences. There's places I still want to travel that I've never been to. There are places that I want to go with my husband or go alone that I've never done. And so I think it's really important that when we go into this next chapter of our life, especially for those of us that are over 40, that we don't look at it from a half empty perspective. We look at it as being half full. And we get to spend the next 40 years, 50 years, however long we're blessed with, filling that cup, doing those things, enjoying that life, because we only get one. We only get one. So I really want to leave you with that, turning 40 or being over 40, it's not the finish line, sis. Maybe the first half of your life was about becoming who everybody else wanted you to be. But you know what? This part of your life is about you becoming who you want to be. So I don't believe my best years are behind me. I genuinely believe some of the best memories and best parts of my life are in front of me and haven't even happened yet. And so I encourage you to embrace that if you happen to be struggling with that thought. I've shared my 10 lessons, or at least the 10 things that I've stopped doing since I turned 40. And I want to make sure you all know that Getting older, it doesn't mean that you're meant to live less of a life. It doesn't mean that you're supposed to shrink and just go in hiding. I think it actually means that you get to choose with much more intention where you want more, where you want to grow. Do you want more peace? Do you want more beauty? Do you want more experiences? You get to decide these things. You're wiser in the second half. You're stronger in the second half. You've lived some lives. Yes, you have in the second half. And so you get to go into this next phase of your life knowing and feeling that you've got this and you get to build and dream whatever it is that you want to. So now I want to hear from all you grown women. All right. I want to know what's one thing you've stopped doing after 40 that has made your life better. And also, if you are a woman over 40 and you're not subscribed to this channel, what in the world are you doing? Sis, you need to come join the party. We've got lifestyle over here. We've got travel. We have so many fun things going on over here at the Glow and Grow with Mo channel. So I would love to have you in the community and have you join and subscribe. But in the meantime, I want you to like this video. I want you to share what it is that you're going to stop doing, or you've stopped, or have already stopped doing since you've turned 40. And I'd also just like to remind you that you're not too old. You're not even finished. You're just really getting started.